What's going on, guys? This will be giving you my thoughts on the new NHL 23 presentation trailer. Started off here, I think you actually hear my boy Clappy, just kind of giving you the rundown of what's to come.
Welcome to the NHL 23 presentation deep dive. Let's start by talking through the all-new Stanley Cup celebration.
So real quick, guys, before we look at the Stanley Cup celebration, I will say this game should look a lot nicer, I think. Obviously, still on the Frostbite engine. You can see right there, game engine footage represents game in development, so it's not like they made this footage or something on the computer. Like, it's literally recorded from the game. Love this shot here with the ice all lit up, as well as the glow sticks there. I think that looks very, very cool. And then even Peterson's face here, close-up shot of him. It's Peterson, by the way. Check out the interview with him.
I wanted in Canadian accent like Elias Peterson.
I think that looks pretty good. Like, you can see the freckles. I mean, I feel like that's definitely a bit of an upgrade. Probably not a crazy one, but still good to see.
All new Stanley Cup celebration.
We've really upped our game when it comes to the Stanley Cup celebration. In previous years, we've had a non-interactive sequence, and that's worked pretty well, but this year we wanted to give the players some agency that's fully interactive. One of the biggest wish fulfillment moments is that tradition in the real NHL of who gets the cup next. We're going to populate the list of names based on approximately 65 different stories that we're tracking under the hood, from the veteran that has never won the Stanley Cup to the assistant captain that also leads the team in goals. When the user selects a player, we hear through the commentary, we justify that decision.
Well, here was a key contributor, tied for most goals on the team en route to a Stanley Cup win, Ray.
I know a lot of people are hating on the confetti, but I actually think it looks cool. Like, it just kind of adds to the, I don't know, the celebration effect, I guess. Still a knockoff Gary Bettman.
Awesome. Obviously, we've completely re-mocapped the entire sequence, but we've also added effects, confetti falling from the roof, and of course, like the sparklers that are firing in the background, and it all looks tremendous. After the Stanley Cup has been won, we have this moment.
All right, guys, so I think that looks really, really cool. Obviously, the biggest thing there is actually being able to pick who you hand the Stanley Cup off next to. If you guys watched my most recent franchise, I think when we just won the Stanley Cup with Calgary, the first guy who got the cup was a rookie. So that doesn't make any sense. I'm glad you can actually choose who's going to get it, whether it be kind of a veteran like Helm Cogliano, a starting goaltender, maybe like the next leading scorer, an alternate captain, Ken Carr. Maybe he was like the Conn Smythe winner or something. So really cool to see that you actually have choices. And real quick, guys, one thing I forgot to mention, at the top of the list of names, though, you can see it says 3 choices remaining. So just like the current Stanley Cup celebration, it looks like 3 other players other than the captain get the cup. Right now, it's 2 random players and the goalie. And NHL 23, it'll be 3 players of your choice. Now, I'm not sure why Nathan MacKinnon is kind of like faded out there, because Landeskog has the cup and he's the captain. So MacKinnon shouldn't have got it yet. So I'm a little bit confused what's going on there. But either way, it looks like 3 choices. Probably simply because they want the cutscene to last 20 players and go through the entire team. Now, they were advertising this as an interactive Stanley Cup celebration. And although it is interactive because you get to choose who gets the cup next, I really thought we'd actually be able to skate around with the cup like in NHL 2K10. You could skate around with it, you could kiss the cup, you could pick who the cup went to next. It's a shame they didn't add that as well, because that's something that was in a game 13 years ago, but still, this is a much needed improvement on what we currently had. And I really like too, like the sparklers there next to the Stanley Cup podium. Obviously, we had that, I think, with like the St. Louis Blues winning the cup. Again, would have liked a more realistic Gary Bettman as well, but overall, this looks really cool. You can see Kotkaniemi there rocking it with the Carolina Hurricanes. So yeah, this is awesome to see, and I think the next thing actually you guys are going to really like as well.
This moment where, and this is true wish fulfillment, where you finally get to see your name etched on the Stanley Cup. Whatever the player list of the team is, you're ultimately going to see that name etched in the Stanley Cup, and it's a really cool sequence. It's a total revamp of one of the greatest moments inside of our game.
So this is sick. Basically, after you win the Stanley Cup, probably after the Stanley Cup celebration, I'm guessing either after that plays or when you get back to the main menu, it's going to have this like little clip, obviously, showing the Stanley Cup rotating with your team on it, and then your obviously roster there of all your NHL players. And what's really cool with this too is if you're able to win back-to-back Stanley Cups, you would see last year's team right next to this one on the cup. You could see, how the names have changed there. I'm a big fan of this. I feel like it's another thing that's really not like that huge of a feature, but it's something small that really is just gonna make franchise mode that much more fulfilling when you do win the Stanley Cup. Now, them picking the Maple Leafs to do it here, I think might be a bit of a jinx, but we'll have to wait and find out. And now next year, guys, are showing off the new hat trick celebration. I think this is so sick.
We decided to completely revamp this year. As soon as you score a hat trick goal, we see from a wide shot just a raining down of an incredible amount of hats, but it's so awesome. We were like, let's ship with that. Inside of eShul World of Chell, we give users the ability
and
to...
So real quick, he's going to mention it here, but you can see all the different props you can actually use for a hat trick celebration. You got the classic hats, you got roses, teddy bears, aliens, plastic fish, and then the plastic rats. That's like Florida Panthers. I'm not sure whose is like the alien plush, but I think that one's kind of the craziest because it just looks insane, as you guys were to see here.
Kind of create their own tradition. You can have teddy bears, you can have alien plushies, you can have fish, plastic rats, and roses.
So again, obviously that's like another pretty small feature, something I think should probably be in the game already, like all those hats raining down, but really cool to see. I think scoring a hat trick now, whether it be ESHL, BA Pro, Franchise, Hockey Ultimate Team, is going to be so much more rewarding. Also interesting to see they have Shane Wright making the Seattle Kraken. Not sure if that's going to happen, but we'll see. And as you guys are talking about the game day atmosphere, this has a lot to do with like the crowd reaction.
Work we did in game day atmosphere really changes the entire game. We did a total overhaul of the crowd audio this year. When something happens on the ice, you'll hear it from the crowd. The home team gets a penalty, the home team is going to get on the referee and start booing them. At first it'll be subtle, but as that penalty differential kind of grows, as do the boos. If you're playing a game where you come back, perhaps you win an OT, you're going to get a completely different animation that is properly representative of how hyped the home team is. The intros were in need of some...
So before we get on to the intros here, guys, I think are really cool with all the new lighting. Some things I wanted to point out there. Obviously, like the new game-winning celebrations are awesome. Right here, I got to play this again for you guys. I don't know if you caught it, but Shishirkin there hits the gritty. Watch this.
I say right foot creep, walking with that heat.
Really, really like these. I even like, obviously, I think this is Grubauer here doing like the playing celebration. We don't really see goalies celebrate much. So see that added in the game, I think, is just another thing. Like goalies do have personality. They do celebrate as well. I will say with like the fan reaction to different penalties, stuff like that, with them booing or whatnot, I think for me, although it is really cool, it won't be much of an effect, as I a lot of times play with the game muted as I'm like listening to a podcast while playing, or I've got some YouTube video on, some music, whatever. But if I ever do just have like the game audio on, obviously it'll be a lot more immersive now.
The intros were in need of some maintenance. We knew we wanted to add some more emotion. If you're familiar with
sick.
what we call on-ice projections, these big animated
That
graphics that get projected onto the ice during the pregame, we've added them this year. And it's not just for authentic teams, but it's also for World of Chell and eShul. You actually see the fans waving around these awesome light sticks. And those are also fully customizable inside of World of Chell and eShul. Users can change their colors, and it really adds to this incredible atmosphere. We're finally adding the national.
So I think, like I said, guys, those intros there with the light shows, so sick. I really like the one where it had like a football field on the ice. Also, to the lightning one, I thought was really sharp. Right here, the Vancouver Canucks, they got like obviously all the lines there lit up, all the glow sticks going, like just so cool. The Ducks here, actually this must be like the Jersey City Jaguars expansion team, I guess. Which, by the way, guys, that's a new custom logo, so hopefully we'll have a lot more of those in NHL 23. They got the Flames coming out there. I think they're the team, yeah, they have the football field on the ice. Like, I don't know why, but I just think that looks so dope. I'm gonna mute him here for a second, just kind of like look at these. Like the Avalanche there, all the glow sticks. Again, like this looks so good. The lightning cracking at the top with like the logos on the ice there. Flyer ones I think looks really good. The Lightning too, they got like all kinds of stuff going on. If you guys haven't been to like an NHL game recently, most arenas, I think at least the modern ones, do have something like this. Not quite as cool as this. That one there too, I don't know what was happening exactly. Palm trees, I think, and then you got like some strategies there on the ice. Again, something kind of weird there, the pink as well, but just really cool, I think. Definitely make intros like that much better.
We're finally adding the national anthems, and what you'll hear is the final few chords of the respective national anthem, and the players will be lined up at their respective blue lines. In World of Chell and eShul, users will be able to select and customize whichever flag they want from all the major hockey nations. This year,
I think that's another thing that's like not that crazy of a feature or whatever, but it's actually just really cool. Adds to that game intro, especially I think if you're playing with like the international countries to actually have the anthem play at the start. That's really cool. I think too it'd be really awesome if you're actually in a gold medal game and you win it, then your team's anthem plays like in real life, or if it's a bronze medal game, whatever. I think it's just like an added thing. You can see too like the Swedish flag there actually being projected on the ice. very, very cool. Again, something small. I think it'll probably be with NHL teams as well, it showed. So, you know, if you're a Canadian team playing in the States, you'll be playing both anthems. Right here, you guys can see New York, Chicago. So you have like this awesome, you know, intro there with the on-ice show. Everyone's, you know, waving their glow sticks. Then you actually get to hear the anthem before the game. I feel like it's just going to, you know, make you that much more into it.
Continue using kind of that face-off moment
Pretty cool,
to show
scoreboard.
the user meaningful
Like
stats, but not slow the gameplay down. Really, it's about the leaderboard giving you so many interesting, deep insights. It can show things like top scorers on your team, top hitters, top assists, top points.
Now, if that guys don't think there's anything too crazy there, but I did notice, if you're curious, Crosby there still has the beauty backhand zone ability. Gensel there has the Schneip. And I think next they're actually going to talk about the player likeness. I know something a lot of people have complaints about. I know I was looking at like Scott Wedgwood this year and it looked nothing like him. So hopefully they made some improvements here.
It's all about the players and wanted to bring it home through getting the proper skin shading model
Costy's gonna
and
have a game
eye shading
nice.
model. By aligning with the other sports titles, we have a massive amount of engineering power that we can access. We have the skin dual lobe shader, which allows us to adjust the light bouncing off the
I don't think Obi's hair is that white.
Heating the oil on top of the skin so we can simulate sort of mild exertion without them looking too greasy, of course. And then we have the dual lobe shading on the eyes also, so it represents like the spec response of light that goes to the cornea, and you get all this sense of light reflecting off the eyes.
Now this, guys, one thing I want to point out is I think Trevor Zegras' hairstyle here is new, so I'm not sure if this is one you can actually like put on your created player, if it's just going to be for Zegras. But I will say this one, unlike a lot of the current ones, actually looks like real hair, like you can see there. It's not just kind of like all one piece, it actually looks like it would move or whatever, so that's good to see. Again, just a bit more realism.
I know people really like metal things. People
You guys really like metal things?
This is us pushing our new
Those look
shading
sick.
models to the limit. We now
Golden
have
Knight,
the Vegas
gold
Golden
helmet.
Knight helmets, and we have a
That's
metal
kinda
option
nasty
for
too, like a
recolorable
bronze.
helmets, so users can customize their equipment so
shiny.
they can have metal helmets or metal gloves. A fan favorite, you can pick a mirrored visor.
Mirrored visor
within
back,
the
that's
customization
big.
flow. Players look super cool. You can go all metallic and get your mirrored visor and go full Terminator on the ice. We're getting realistic.
I will say, like, mirrored visor, I don't know why it didn't stay in NHL 22. That never made sense to me. I thought that visor was so sick. So good to see it returning then, too, with that. I thought those helmets there, the gloves even, again, it's not, like, super realistic, but for, like, ESHL and stuff, I think these are pretty cool. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be rocking them. And the helmets actually are, of course, the Vegas Golden Knights have the golden helmet. They got the gold helmet in Europe for, like, the top scorer. That, like, bronze one there, even, I thought, on Zegras was pretty sick. Then all different colors there. Again, just more customization options. Nothing wrong with that.
Realistic visualizations of equipment, and we're bringing them into the game.
Actually doing some goalie equipment
Unique
stuff.
geometry
Nice.
for goalie gear, player helmets, player skates, and player gloves. We've also done about 200 new vanity items,
Some
and we've been
vintage
updating
helmets.
our generic head pool to represent more diverse ethnic backgrounds. We have a large pool of women being represented, not just in our star heads, but on our generic
So that's
head
good. I think like before the women had not a lot of heads. I forget what it was, but not a lot. So good to see they have a lot more now.
head pool as well. We have ice resolution upgrades, so they really hold up on the 4K televisions.
That's
and
nice
we
to
also
see.
have ice displacement that happens on the ice, so you get
That's
this
sick.
realistic ice
Ice
buildup
building up on the
that
side.
accumulates around
Looks
the
a
goal
little
and then
not
around
like
the sides of the
snow.
boards. Skate
Looks
spray
kinda like,
accumulation on boards.
I don't know, spaghetti,
We felt that
but
really helped bring out the personality
better
of the
than nothing.
ice.
Thanks, David and Aaron. For
Alright guys, so yeah, that is it for the presentation trailer. Again, looking at that ice there, I feel like it should look more like snow mounds on the side. That looks like waves, kind of. I don't know, but that's pretty much like my only nitpick there with the graphics. Everything else I've seen I really, really like. So yeah, overall guys, I'm excited for this. Again, I think the intros especially are going to be so sick, the lights and everything. Stanley Cup celebration though, probably the thing I'm most excited for. Actually being able to choose who we hand it off to, if it's like a fourth line veteran who's been on the team for a while, and this is his first Stanley Cup as well too. I think the hat trick celebrations look sick, so very excited guys for everything. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this in the comment section below. But that's gonna do it for this one. If you enjoyed it, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit something down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.